Hi, I'm Courtney Davis from the empoweredwomen.ca, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to give yourself a really beautiful, healing, powerful yoni massage. So I'm in Bali right now. You'll have to excuse some of the crazy background sounds that you're going to hear, but this video is super important and is going to answer a lot of questions that I receive on a regular basis about yoni massage. So the first thing that you'll want to know when it comes to giving yourself a yoni massage is that this is something you can go and receive from a practitioner, but there's something that's really empowering about giving yourself a yoni massage and doing it on your own as well. So I'm going to equip you with everything you need to know to do that. And in doing it yourself, I find that it's really helpful and preferred to have a high quality wand to massage yourself with. You can just use your fingers, but it's very tiring and it can be difficult to reach all of the hard to reach places up inside the vagina. And so if you're having to sort of strenuously maneuver your hands and wrists to access these different points in yourself, it can be a real deterrent to being able to really relax and experience the full benefits of this practice. So I definitely encourage you to use a high quality curved wand that has a really articulate point. So my favorite wand is the glass cervix serpent. This is a wand that we sell on our site, theempoweredwomen.ca, and this is the wand I use almost every single day to give myself a yoni massage. The most important thing I want you to know about self-yoni massage before I share this practice with you is that this is all about self-honoring and self-respect. So take this at a pace that you feel truly comfortable with. Ensure that you're checking in with yourself throughout the entire practice and really making sure that you're honoring your own boundaries and your own limits. To begin, settle into a really quiet, private space where you feel super safe and where you know you won't be interrupted, so that you can really drop into this practice with full presence. So maybe lock yourself in your bedroom, lay down on your bed, put on some slow, relaxing music, and tune into yourself. So as you're laying down, feel free to just place one hand on your heart, one hand on your yoni, close your eyes, and take a few nice, slow, long, deep breaths. Just drop into your body. And one thing that can really help you to relax and drop into the body is to visualize drawing your breath, so your inhales deep into your belly, really letting your belly expand and soften, and also draw your inhales deep into your pelvic region, so into your hips. And on your exhales, allow yourself to feel that any tension you're holding in your belly and your pelvis just dissipates. As well, start to engage in a little bit of self-massage. So massaging your body wherever you intuitively feel that maybe it's holding a bit of tension, and just start giving yourself that physical affection so that you can settle into the space and your body starts to open up. At the same time, be super mindful of your breath. So right from the beginning of this practice to the end, you're going to be taking super conscious, deep breaths, and become aware of when your breath may become a little bit shallow or faster at times. And when that happens, just use that as an indication that it may be time to just slow back down, check back in with yourself, relax, and then proceed with the practice again. From this place of relaxation and whole body massage and deep breathing, you're then going to progress to massaging your vulva. So you can give attention to your inner thighs, your vulva, your inner, your outer labia, and just give yourself attention all around your vagina before we proceed to massaging internally. One thing I find super helpful is actually to just press into different pressure points around my pubic bone. I find that helps to really create a sense of softness and openness throughout my pelvis. After doing this for a few minutes, you can then place one hand on your yoni, close your eyes, and simply ask her if she's ready for penetration. If you feel that she says yes, you can start to insert a couple of fingers inside your yoni, and I often like to just hold my fingers there for a few moments, close my eyes, take a couple of breaths, and get used to the sensation of having internal stimulation. Then when you're ready, you can continue to use your fingers, or you can then grab your beautiful wand and slowly insert the wand into the vagina. And I recommend that if you have a double-ended wand like this, that you use the more articulate end for massage. So to begin your yoni massage, I want you to visualize your vagina as being like a clock. So she has all of these different angles that we can touch on inside of the vaginal canal. And you'll just begin by using your wand and pressing into various angles near the entrance of your vagina. And the key here, once again, is super deep breathing and awareness. So as you press into a certain area in your vagina, just inhale deeply into that sensation. Notice what you notice. It might be numbness, it might be pain, it might be tension, and it might be pleasure. And all of those things are totally welcome. We aren't trying to strive for a particular outcome here. This is just about you connecting to the inside of your yoni and potentially releasing any tension or awakening any numbness that might exist. The other thing to be aware of is that the inside of the vagina houses deep layers of emotion and experience. And so throughout this yoni massage practice, just be prepared and be open to the fact that a lot of intense emotion or suppressed experiences may bubble up to the surface. This is why your deep, powerful breathing is going to be so important. And so as you're intuitively massaging the different areas in your vagina, when you find an area that feels like it needs more attention, or you feel like you want to explore it more deeply, really deepen your breath at the same time. So inhale, feel deeply into that sensation. And as you exhale, not only are you going to visualize the release of tension, but you're also going to make a sound. And this process of making a sound and giving yourself that permission to express yourself throughout this practice is super key to be able to release anything that might come up. So you may find that when you first press into an area in your vagina, as you inhale into it, and as you exhale and express a sound, those sounds might just start off as sighs or moans and groans, but as you get deeper into that area, you might feel called and drawn to start expressing yourself in really sort of cathartic, expressive ways, like crying or screaming and shouting, and all of that is totally welcome. And ultimately, while you're going to navigate this whole practice very intuitively, so sort of feeling into which areas in the vagina are requiring more attention and more deep massage and breathing, you can also use the framework of using your vagina like a clock and then visualizing touching on every single angle as you spiral your way up the vagina, gradually making your way all the way up to the cervix. However, if you don't go through that entire process and massage every part of your yoni in a single session, that's totally okay. Oftentimes you might find that you're massaging near the entrance, you experience some release, and you might feel that that's enough for one day. You don't always have to push it to the fullest extent. So again, coming back to that place of self-honoring and self-respect. The massage technique that you'll want to use is often just a pressure point technique. So pressing in and then maybe releasing on your exhales, or even just holding that pressure as you continue to breathe into it and express sound. Or you might find that you want to make little massage-like circles. So again, just intuitively feeling into the type of stimulation that feels best for you. As I mentioned before, because there is so much that we can discover and unearth inside the vagina, you might find that you come up against some resistance. So you might feel like, oh, I just really don't want to do this practice anymore. This is too much, it's too intense, and that's okay. The other thing you can do in those moments is bring awareness to your breath and really deepen your presence. So if you feel like you're resisting an emotion or you're resisting a sensation, just breathe more deeply into it and focus on surrendering, letting go, and just allowing whatever needs to come up to come up. This is part of why being in that safe, contained space is so important for this practice. The other thing I will add is that while I like to use this more articulate end for massaging the majority of the inside of the vagina, when it comes to yoni massaging my cervix, I often will switch to this end, so this more round end, because I find that it's less intense. Oftentimes women will have a lot of either pain or numbness or just intensity at the cervix. And so when you start to massage that in yourself, sometimes it's nice to use a wand that isn't quite so pointy and articulate. And again, when it comes to massaging the cervix, you can simply just push up against the cervix as you breathe really deeply and notice the sensations and emotions that arise. Or you can make slow, small circles as well. When you reach the point where you feel intuitively like that's enough and you've gone deep enough with the practice for that session, you can slowly remove the wand from your vagina, doing so super mindfully. And then I encourage you to actually just place one hand on your yoni, one hand on your heart and close the practice by just closing your eyes and expressing gratitude to your yoni. So thanking her for opening up, for receiving the practice, and for revealing and showing you anything that she may have been holding on to for you. This is such a powerful and important practice. Not only is it incredible for helping you to become more deeply connected to your vagina, awakening that connection and awakening more pleasure, but it's also one of the most powerful practices I know of to heal pussy pain. So women that have had ongoing pussy pain, even for years sometimes, can make huge strides and even cure themselves, release that pain for good through the practice of yoni massage. Again, two of the biggest keys to this practice and experiencing the powerful effects include that deep presence and emphasis on breathing, as well as making sounds, so allowing yourself to express throughout this process. So I hope that provides you with a sense of guidance and confidence when it comes to going about self-yoni massage. If you'd like to go deeper with this work, then definitely check out my women's e-course, Viva la Vagina, where we go through all sorts of different practices and exercises to deepen your connection to your vagina and awaken your sexual power. As well, if you don't yet have a wand for your yoni massage practice, you can find this one specifically, the cervix serpent, on our site, theempoweredwoman.ca, as well as some other beautiful crystal pleasure wands and yoni eggs. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this answered some of your burning questions around self-yoni massage and awakening your connection to your pussy. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.